Hi, my name is Maxine Shoulders Brandon. I'm the Executive Director for Covenant House, Georgia. I'd like to take you on a short journey into Covenant House successes.
Covenant House came from very humble beginnings. It began in 1969 by a Franciscan Catholic priest as a temporary shelter in an East Village tenement in New York City. We were incorporated in 1972. Covenant House became America's largest privately funded childcare provider for homeless and at-risk youth. We're currently in 21 cities across the United States, Canada, and Latin America. Covenant House was called to Georgia when the leadership of Peachtree Presbyterian Church became troubled by the problem of youth homelessness in the metropolitan Atlanta area. In 1997, Covenant House began to work closely with other agencies and community development groups to assess the needs of the homeless and at-risk youth of Atlanta. The clear message was that the Covenant House program was needed in Atlanta. We opened our doors of the Community Service Center at 72 Broad Street on August 7, 2000. Through the years, our mission has remained constant: to give our youth the unconditional love and respect they may have never felt, and to help them reach their potential. Since opening the Community Service Center on Broad Street in August 2000, more than 6,000 young people have walked through the doors looking for assistance with shelter, food, clothing, education, and employment. Every day since our opening in Atlanta, young men and women have come to us in search of crisis counseling, employment, a GED diploma, or a safe place to sleep. Covenant House, Georgia is currently seeing more than 100 kids per month at the Community Service Center, where a computer lab provides kids with basic computer literacy, as well as more advanced instruction that will help them in school and job placement. This system complements the ongoing GED and educational tutoring, life skills, vocational, and parenting workshops. The outreach program, the only Georgia program that reaches out to kids on the streets from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., Tuesday through Thursday, Friday and Saturday evenings from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m., 7 nights, sees an additional 50 to 200 kids per month. We continue to grow. One of our newest programs to Covenant House, Georgia is our Crisis Shelter Assessment Center. We have 15 beds with 5 overflow mats stationed in our lounge areas. Our doors open on October 17, 2006. Those 20 slots are full every night since. We have more good news. We were able to part with DCA, United Way of Metropolitan Atlanta, and Jackson's Landings to create the next step, our Rites of Passage Supportive Housing Program, which opened its doors on March 3rd. This program has the potential to house up to 26 youth, giving them the tools to build self-sufficiency.
When this initiative was first brought to my attention, if I hadn't been faithful and just thought that perhaps God meant it to be, it looked like it had every obstacle known to man and woman. Some of you remember that? Yes. Well, we know that young people need help. Well, we know the Covenant House has a great national reputation. Well, we know that some of those young people live in this community. But not in my backyard. And the success of this initiative and this partnership and Covenant House staff and leadership determination that they would not be turned back from their mission is a tribute to what a community can do to reach out and really just not give up. This is one of those projects where people have given up before, and we have the problems of young people who have no place to live, no place to be. Covenant House is really an indication that if you just stay true to your mission, if you stay true and you are loving and caring in spite of the obstacles that are facing you, that good things can happen. And the best thing about this is that Covenant House and the leadership and the donors don't do this for themselves. This is an initiative to help others, people who by all definition are crying out for help. Young men and young women who have really no other choice often. America's a great place, and we pride ourselves on pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. You know, there's a lot of talk about what you can do on your own and how many miles you walked and how many jobs you worked and how many times that you fell down and got up. But you know, God made us all different.
Amen.
And some folk really don't know how to pull themselves up by the bootstraps.
With this beautiful new crisis shelter, this new place of hope, we can now make the promise that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, will help these kids. With this new 24-hour place of sanctuary, we can make a very special promise to serve and safeguard all children of the streets of Atlanta. We can make a promise to open our hearts and love these children unconditionally, because a covenant never quits, a covenant never stops, and never stops in believing in the future. Just a few years ago, we received a call from a young man named James. He was calling from an adult shelter, and he was frantic. He told us he was scared to death. He was afraid to go to sleep in an adult shelter because the other residents were harassing him. He asked if he could stay with us. We immediately sent out an outreach van to pick up James. Since our beds were full, all we had to offer James was a mat on the floor. Right now we have several mats on the floor because we're overcrowded already. James came that night and slept on a mat on the floor, and a promise from us that he would be safe. He thanked us, collapsed on the mat, and slept for the next 12 hours. I want you to know that it was your loving arms that protected James as he slept without fear. It was your support that helped build our new Covenant House in Georgia. I can never thank you enough for providing young people like James that new hope and a second chance. The opening of this residential program is not only taking youth off the streets, it's keeping young people like James out of the adult shelters where they are exploited and neglected. Now we can provide a continuum of care. Now we have a fighting chance to make a real difference in the lives of youth. To the young people of Covenant House, there you are over there. Thank you for being here. Thank you.